having completed my first haul of books, I headed over to Bleak Falls Barrow in order to progress the main quest line. Spoiler alert, I'll eventually have to go as far as beating Alduin the first time for a specific book, but we'll talk about that later. For now, I just cleared through the dungeon, making sure to pick up the book Thief along the way, and then headed back over to Whiterun. After returning to Whiterun, I was able to pick up our first quest book, The Holdings of Jarl Yalland, which is the book that Delphine has that wouldn't spawn in if I did things in the wrong order that I mentioned earlier. Try and shoot at us. Try! Try and shoot at us. Nice, he's dead. I'd like to buy a house. I'll take it. To High Hrothgar! Come on, come on. Come on, let me look cool for a second, please. Let me seem like I can speed run. I'm not getting any higher. I'm not. I'm just flailing around like a freaking idiot. I'm not any higher than I just was. All I did was go the wrong freaking way. Wait, hold up. Hold up. Are we... Iverstead. We discovered Iverstead. That's kind of good, right? Wait, what if... Hold on. What if we tried to take the actual 7,000 steps while we're tilting? That's not gonna work. I think I'm on the steps. This is the path that's intended, right? Maybe not. Am I still on the right mountain? Oh gosh. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. This is how you're supposed to climb the mountain. This is speed. I am speed. If you have any aversion to flashing lights, just look away for a little while. Wait, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I actually did it. I actually did it. Holy crap. That actually saved time, I think. In addition to progressing the main quest line, while at High Hrothgar I pick up Whirlwind Sprint, which I don't think I need to explain why that's useful, and I also pick up 3 more dragon-related lore books. Then I just botch another horse tilt on my way to Ustengrav, but it does give me a chance to show off the Whirlwind Sprint glitch, where if you wait for an hour in the middle of a Whirlwind Sprint, you can continue to trigger it over and over and over again, and it'll work as long as you can keep going in a straight line. I didn't grab any books there, but I did go ahead and grab the first word for Become Ethereal, which will help with horse tilts in the future, so I'm less likely to die from fall damage. Although I do forget to actually unlock the shout for quite a long time. Naturally, as I enter Riverwood, I'm attacked by the cultists sent by Mirak. We'll come back to them in a minute. But after going into the Riverwood Inn, I grab There Be Dragons from behind the counter, and the Rise and Fall of the Blades from Delphine's room, and listen to her ramble. When leaving, however, I immediately abandon the main quest for quite some time as I'm exiting Skyrim completely to head to the land of Solstheim. Now this may seem surprising, especially since even though I'm playing in novice mode, clearing the dungeons on Solstheim would go much quicker if I gained some extra levels first. However, it's very important that we go here sooner rather than later, for a couple of reasons. Both of those reasons are heavily intertwined, and they come from our final of 6 categories, the Black Books. There are 7 black books in total, and I have to collect all of them. And I'll be completing most of them too, since at the end you get a choice between 3 different powers. And a surprising number of them make a huge difference in the rest of this run if I get them early. The second huge benefit to doing the black books now rather than later is that each one of them sends you to a dimension known as Apocrypha to get these powers. Inside are lurkers and seekers. We don't care about lurkers, but seekers drop random books when you kill them. There are genuinely some books in the game that, to the best of my knowledge, have no guaranteed spawn locations and effectively can only be acquired from the remains of seekers. In addition to that, this is going to be one of the most likely ways for me to acquire the Danger Zone books other than buying them. Ideally, I wouldn't purchase any books for this entire run, so if I can pick up any of them off of the remains of seekers, I'm certainly going to. It's also important to note that both the Dawnguard and Dragonborn DLCs added quite a few books, most of which are only found in their corresponding DLC areas. So there's a lot of other books on the list we gotta pick up while we're here. In Ravenrock, I picked up 22 new books in total, including Bone Part 1 and 2, History of Ravenrock Volumes 1, 2, and 3, and The Poison Song Books 1 through 7. All 22 of these books were of the lore book category. After grabbing those books, I quickly horse-tilted my way over to Tel Mithryn, where I grabbed 5 more lore books and met Nella. Nella's significant for 2 reasons. For one, he's just very important in the main questline of the Dragonborn DLC in general, which we will have to mostly complete. But also, after doing a bunch of errands for him, he will let you help him with his research. One of those bits of aid is to retrieve the book for him called Wind and Sand. Now, we'll never actually bring that book to him, but it is one of the 31 quest books we have to pick up along the way. So as I'm going through the Dragonborn DLC, I'll also be doing his little side quests along the way so that I can get that later. After completing a few of these small tasks, though, it was time to start blitzing towards the first Black Book, which meant returning to the main quest line of the Dragonborn DLC until I could get to the Temple of Mirak. Hold on, are we like close right now? Temple of Mirak, heck yeah! Oh my gosh, y'all, am I good at horse tilting? Is that a thing that we've discovered today? Am I good at horse tilt? I mean, I'm on the wrong side of it, but still, the temple went pretty well, all things considered. Oh man, he just got yoinked. This net me my first Black Book, Waking Dreams, which largely serves as a plot device and ultimately just triggers a cutscene for now, although it does enter my inventory when that happens, so we have officially acquired it. Guys, how many doo-wops do we need to get me out, okay? It's not that hard. After clearing through the temple, Freya insists that we go speak to her chief in the Skull Village, which was perfectly fine by me because there were 5 more lore books I could pick up while there. On a desk. That's so vague. That's so aggressively vague. Almost all of the 30-plus lore books I picked up in Solstheim are exclusive to this area of the map, which is why I'm being so particular about grabbing each of them as we go throughout the quest. Leaving there, I had to go learn and unlock the Bend Will Shout to save the rest of the Skull people so that I could proceed with the quest line. And again, things went really smoothly here. You know, honestly, not that bad. Wait, did I just skip the whole dungeon? I fear the lurker. Dead. After that, I head back over to Tel Mithrin to speak with Neloth about the location of another Black Book, and on my way to Nhardak, I do encounter his dead steward so that I can tell him about her to continue progressing his errands. Now, you may notice the time jump significantly between here and the completion of Nhardak. And that's because I completely forgot that this dungeon existed, like I wiped it from my brain, apparently, and did not remember how you were supposed to go about the puzzles at all. Like, I knew what you were supposed to do, but I couldn't remember where all the cubes were that you needed, and I wasted a pretty substantial amount of time here on accident. I'm going to save you the pain of having to see any of that, and jump straight into the Black Book at the end. Now, this Black Book is where things start to get interesting. Because this, along with most of the other ones, serves as just a dungeon that you clear through that gives you a power at the end. A dungeon that is chock full of books. As I go throughout the various Apocrypha dungeons, I'm going to be searching high and low through everything. All the dead seekers, all the vessels, every single table that can have something just strewn across it, or any new books. Especially those Danger Zone books that we've been talking about. Wait, and Accounting of the Scrolls, holy crap! Yes! Y'all, I cannot begin to express to you how lucky this is. The only location listed on any wiki for this book is sometimes found on the remains of Seekers in Apocrypha. That's it. Oh my goodness, that's like the main book I was looking for. That's like, getting lucky in Apocrypha can save time on a lot of the rest of the run, which is why it's worth it to be a little bit slower and a little bit more thorough here. Are you serious? That was one of the yellow ones, but it does have a guarantee. That was one of my 10. Not bad. Not a bad hole here. No. Hey, we made it. From this one Black Book, I checked 15 other books off my list, including 2 skill books and 2 danger books. That's why I'm doing Solstheim so early, because this will help frame the rest of the run so I'll know what I need to focus on after I leave here. This did produce one problem though, and that's that Hermaeus Mora talked so slowly he somehow managed to break my camera, which when I tabbed out to fix it, made him start all over again. So that's a bit of time loss. No, we cannot have a crash right now. I cannot listen to this twice. Oh, my camera's broken. Don't know what happened there. Oh my gosh, I lost ground because of my darn camera. Having now collected 2 Black Books and having completed my first Apocrypha dungeon, let's take a quick look at where things stand. Not only have I now collected 230 of the total 405 books I need, but I finally made at least some degree of progress on all 6 of our categories. So let's keep the ball rolling. Before beginning the hunt for any of the optional Black Books though, I wanted to quickly hit up the Arcadium in the College of Winterhold for 2 main reasons. For one, after the Bard's College, this is probably the location with the second most total books in all of Skyrim, and there are quite a few here that we haven't been able to find anywhere else, including some cabinets that just contain randomly spawned books that you can steal. More importantly though, I wanted to get an idea as to what grinding out the Danger Zone books from Urag would look like. Specifically, I wanted to see how his inventory resetting actually worked compared to other merchants. Two very good things came from this. For one, I discovered that doing the merchant inventory reset would pull up a new array of books and not just replenish the ones that he already had. And for two, I happened to get really lucky. Skyrim's rule. That one, I could find literally no location other than purchasing it that exists of how to get this book. Holy crap, that's lucky. That's insanely lucky. In addition to the one Danger Zone book I got there, I managed to pick up 6 other lore books from the various shelves and cabinets around, which, considering it took me 20 minutes to comb through all the different titles to see what I did and didn't have, is honestly incredibly underwhelming. Most of these require key. I'm assuming he has the key, and I have a high pickpocket. He does not have the key. I have no idea how you get the key. I should have looked into that, but did not. And I didn't realize that they were all freaking locked. Unless there actually isn't a key, and they just didn't want to have to fill all of these with books, which would make sense. At least afterwards, I had time to run home really quickly to drop off all of my books, which is by far the most satisfying part of this run. At this point, I've been absent from Soulsign for long enough, though, so it was back to the trek for Black Book, starting with Coldbjorn Barrow, where I could speak to Rallis to start the Unearthed quest. Unearthed is the reason for the other 11,000 gold we need for this run, and that's because you have to pay Rallis every single time you show up for him to dig another bit of Coldbjorn Barrow out, which will eventually net a Black Book. For now, I just pay him for the first time and then get back on my way. Then I was off to Ravenrock Mine, which all things considered is a pretty standard dungeon, albeit with a couple of cool gimmicks and some fairly deadly traps. However, once I made it to the end, I was able to pick up the Black Book Winds of Change and head back into Apocrypha. Unfortunately, though, this Black Book was painfully short, netting me only the 16 Accords of Madness Volume 6, Flight from the Thalmor, and Words and Philosophy. However, at the end was waiting by far the best possible power for this run. Reading skill books give you an extra skill point.
The girl misses her uncle.
I mean,
I've tried to
yeah,
explain
right?
that Rogfield
Yeah,
did
no,
something
this
bad.
is the most use
We'll
I'll
all have to
ever
be
get out of
accountable
that
for our
in my
actions.
life.
The child.
Incredible. We can read our books better. We're super booked now. Weirdly, as few books as I got from this round of Apocrypha, I actually also picked up another one on my way to the
times.
camp on the way
Be on your guard out there.
Books in here,
You look
dude.
like you could do with a
Why
rye
are
bag,
you reading,
or a
Maria?
tomato,
Wait, there's
cabbage, or leek. Taste of home and heart.
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you?
Nice. You solve some riddles later.
Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it. Right, get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time. Oh, yes. A secret family recipe. The only good thing my father Octave ever did. In fact, it's so good, no one else in Skyrim even tries to make it. Good luck out there. It seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
I picked up one more book here, but I picked up 3 skill books and 2 danger zones. That's really? Oh my god, that's huge. That was one of the books that the only guaranteed way from the Fetch Me That Book quest, and you can only get 1 book from that quest. Wicked Glory. Wicked Glory? Oh my goodness. Genuinely, for locations on the Wicked Glory, I just had a question. I had no idea how to get there. I'm so excited. Okay, on top of that, while the last power I picked up was by far the most fitting, this one was by far the most useful because I was able to grab Black Market. What the Black Market power does is allow you to summon a Tremora merchant in front of you anytime you want. And combining that with the merchant inventory reset glitch means that any item I pick up, whenever, I can sell immediately without ever having to go out of my way to find a merchant. While I probably won't mention it again throughout the entire run, every time I see a chest,
Sorry, I was lost in thought.
and then whenever my
Yes.
inventory fills up, I just sell
If
it
she
all
wants to
again.
pay the
Keeps
2,000
a
gold
steady stream of
tariff, then we'll
I
be all set.
definitely didn't waste more time than it would have taken to just
That's
walk
not
to
my
the next
problem.
dungeon by trying to force tilt there poorly over and over.
That's
where
not
I
my
then had to
problem.
clear through a bunch of explosive spiders to get
That's
to
not
the
my
next
problem.
book. The dungeon inside the next
Some
book
say
is
I got-
actually pretty
Ah,
interesting.
yes.
It's full of darkness that's
If she wants to
constantly
pay the
murdering.
2,000 gold
Visit that
tariff,
whole
then
inconvenient
we'll be all
your
set.
objective is to find all of the hidden
Good
books
business for the East
inside the
Empire
dungeon.
Company means all the
Some
more
books
gold
that-
for the
although
Empire.
with not being able to see, I'm sure
I
missed
really
some
need to
books.
get back to planning my
Elsewhere,
wedding.
though, I did find another Danger Zone book, and one that I would argue was even more important. This is the one optional wing of the dungeon. After all of that, I
That would
also
be
picked up
acceptable.
Laura's boon, which
You
is
can
a
tell
once a
that
day
San,
full
her shipment will be brought up to
magic
Solitude
stamina,
shortly.
which I actually used a lot throughout the rest of the run. I had officially acquired 6 of the 7 needed black books. The last one is still locked behind the Unearthed quest, and I'm still waiting to hear back from Morales after finishing the first bit of the mission. So in the meantime, I went ahead and progressed the Dragonborn DLC main quest a bit farther. This is because even though I already have all the black books squared away, there are a handful of quest books needed as a part of the main Dragonborn quest line, so I need to continue away at it for now. I didn't need quite enough time before I hit a roadblock, and I couldn't remember if it was real time or this quest, so I went ahead and hit it back to Skyrim away the Thieves Guild quest. It's not important why for now, just know that it's important for some quest books to wait. But after all of doing so, I finally heard from the courier and headed back over to go to the first expedition.
Spice wine for you? Oh, yes. A
After
secret.
clearing through that
Thank you
main
so
route,
much.
I wanted to
I
finish
swear it's a fight with them every shipment.
Troubles. But I couldn't do it actually just because I needed another dragon soul.
That's it. I paid $210 for 2 bottles of wine.
So I decided to just keep doing quests around Skyrim until I finally got one and could head back over to Dragonborn, or until I heard from the courier for the Unearthed ones. So
What do you
chipping away
think
at the main
you're
quest
doing?
already,
What
I
was
headed
that?
straight over to the south. There's literally nothing to mention here. I didn't pick up any books.
You'll need the crimes against Skyrim and her people.
So we're gonna skip
What say you in your defense?
I'm gonna go pick up Esbern with the rat plate, but on the way, I figured I might as well probably
Stretching the castle tower dungeon will straighten you right
and I also picked up one book on my way through. Getting through the Ratway Vault was obviously no issue, but the time did tick up a good bit while waiting for the slowest part of Esbern, which is Esbern opening the door for you. Esbern actually has a lot of unique books down here in this little hideout, and I was specifically looking for 4 of them. But after grabbing Feyfolk 3, Magic from the Sky, and Children of the Sky, I made a bit of a mistake while trying to find the last one. On the Great Collapse. Do you mind? I actually didn't think they could kill me while I was doing that. Oh, are you freaking serious? I haven't even quit things. I gotta wait for Edward to open the freaking door again. Okay, that laugh wasn't worth it. I thought, oh, if I die, it'll just be funny, whatever. Open the freaking door, Edward! What was that I just said about this being the slowest part of every run?
This will
Anyway,
teach you
once
to
I got
take
back
things
inside,
that
I
belong
managed
to
to grab
you.
the same 3 books again and track down on the Great Collapse, which is the last one I was looking for, which naturally was right beside the other 3. After getting back to Riverwood to speak with Esbern and Delphine, I was able to quickly join Annals of the Dragon Guard a literal second place on the table, because another one of our ongoing quest list. I then maybe saved time on my way over to Karnspire and then followed Esbern and Delphine into Skyhaven Temple, where naturally Esbern talked for a very long time about stuff that I did not care about. While there, though, I was able to grab Mace and a gift from one of the tables. There's another book I'll need from Skyhaven Temple eventually, but that's the one that doesn't spawn in until after the default quest first, so we'll come back later. Thankfully, when I killed the dragon outside, I actually got its soul this time, so I was able to head back over to Soul Sun to continue the Dragonborn quest. After unlocking the Vid's Will Shout, I just have to reread Waking Dreams to go back to Apocrypha for my final showdown with Mira. Now, I will be having that showdown, we'll talk about why in just a minute, but this book is still really important because there are more random book spawns here than probably any other black book. While it takes me quite a while, I do end up grabbing a lot of books here, but there are 7 in particular we need to talk about. The first 3, Waters of Oblivion, Legendary Scourge, and the Third Door, are the final 3 Danger Zone books. There's no world in which I would have ever imagined that the first of my 6 categories to be completed would be the Danger Zone books. I wholeheartedly figured that at the end of this run, I would have at least 5 of them left and spend probably hours punching Kurog in the face over and over to try to find them. This was incredible. In addition to that, there are 4 quest books to pick up here, all Apocrypha books. They work as sort of quest items that
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you? Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it.
Actually, you can never get to this section of the book again. So, I have to just take them with me and
Right,
never
get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your
aware by
time.
reading any of the black books, whether it's the one you're in or any of the other ones, you
They're
can reject from the Apocrypha
honestly,
at any time.
well, it's a great big festival put on by the bards every year. The bards give out a wit to death of High King Tori. They're adequate.
finished that, I was
Honestly,
pretty much
I
done.
rely
So
on the
it's
business
like,
brought in by the burning of King Olaf, and that's not likely to happen this
but
year.
I did figure out that
A
it was
wanderer
based
like
on
you
game
needs a
day
little
time,
fire in the
so I figured
veins,
I'd just
some
wait a few
spiced
days
wine.
until one showed up. But that still didn't happen. So then I traveled back to Skyrim and waited for a few days there, and then it still didn't happen. And I was starting to worry that the quest was bugged out when I remembered something. I didn't think I actually finished what I needed to do last time I was there. So after returning to Cauldron Barrow and doing what I needed to do inside, I was able to pay Ralph some more money, which would have been to trigger the next round of this quest. Why do I have to open the door? Oh, it's just this? Wow. Here, it does go. And now we go wait for 3 days. Maybe we'll get a courier. Thankfully, there is a glitch that lets you wait for 24 hours in the span of 1 hour while under PC. So I decided to just go ahead and grind out the rest of this quest so that I didn't have it hanging over me for the rest of the run. I will say, though, I don't know if this is always the case or not, but Cauldron Barrow did seem to be a complete mess of glitches inside. I haven't done this quest in a long time, so I may be misremembering, but I don't think this is how it's supposed to work. Well, the hell here's how it is. I can't.
Sorry. Yes.
Oh, that's...
If she wants to pay the 2,000 gold
Game's
tariff,
breaking in half.
then we'll be all set.
Everything's falling and on fire.
That's not my problem.
Dead. I don't even think I saved since I've been
That's
in
not
here.
my
I died to
problem.
falling rock. Rocks
Some
fall
say
and you die.
yes.
What the heck are the Draugrs?
If she wants to pay the 2,000 gold, that would be
Is this supposed to
acceptable.
open? Open!
You can tell Yvette-san her
Yes,
shipment will
thank
be
you.
brought up to Solitude shortly.
Ah! Okay, speak for us. That was it. What's hitting me? A spider? Where? I don't know what's going on! Hello, sir. You're dead. Take my stupid money. Oh, wait, he's in Nightcase? Do I kill him? Oh, he's dead. He's dead, Nightcase. Hello, my dude. Trying to use more spoon today than did. Oops! Mistakes were made! You freaking mind? I'm obviously in the middle of something. Can you stop conjuring the dudes I've already killed, please? Do you mind, sir? Get out of here, bud. I can't. Just freaking get into the corner over here. Oh yeah, get confronted.
I welcome you, friend.
Don't come back.
Take a look.
Okay, no criticisms. Good job, Todd Howard. Black Book, we made it. This is what we're here for. Sadly, even after going through all of that, the Black Book dungeon was incredibly short. I only got 2 new books from it. The power's pretty great, though. It lets me once a day cast as many spells as I want to for 30 seconds, which will definitely come in handy. Having collected all 7 Black Books and finished almost all of the content in Soulside at this point, I find myself with 292 out of 405 books.
May your
leaving
road
me
lead you
with
to
136
warm. The longer we travel the roads of Skyrim, the more empty this lands. The roads of Skyrim, the wind blows me down.
I assure
Take
you,
a look.
the hard part is still yet to come. From there, but back to the main quest. I headed back over to Skyrim, got yelled at by the Greybeard, spoke to Parthenax for the first time, and force tilted my way to Septimus Cygnus' outpost where I gained 1 new book. Now, this is where I was planning to also pick up Boethiah's Proving, but my dumb brain forgot you had to be level 30 for that, so I just sort of put it on the back burner and hoped I would kind of figure it out later. The main reason I'm pushing the main quest right now actually and everything to do with Septimus Cygnus. See, he gives you the Discerning the Transmundane quest, which
May
is
the
sort of
sun
tied
keep
into
you
the main
warm,
quest.
even in this land.
There is no trust in Ganshan defenseless.
I didn't want to have to go seek those out, so I figured the earlier I did this, the more likely it would be that I could passively get them throughout the rest of the run.
one for you?
Crushing it.
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to... Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding. Great. Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something
What?
for your time.
First edition copy of the Nerd
I just did this.
Find out all the home guides next. Since at this point I had and
Good luck
also
out there.
a lot of them
Seems
had
like a
pretty
tough time
strict
for you.
requirements I didn't want to forget about. I figured I'd start with the most expensive controls, so I was headed on
Not much to ask.
There really isn't much to say about this one to unlock the ability to buy the house. You just need to do the
Divine's blessing.
I think is the first part of it. And then after
best
doing so, Jarl Ellison will ask me for a favor.
Spare some gold. I was there. You understand? They left me for dead.
No, it's gonna save time.
I fought in the Great War. I was on the field and
That's fine. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Fine, fine. We'll do this. We're here. Definitely save time. We all know it has effect. After completing that personal favor for the future High Queen of Skyrim and having obtained the Solitude Home Decorating Guide, it was time to go join the Stormcloak Rebellion. Wait, what? That can't be right. So, yeah, there are a couple of ways to gain access to purchasing property in Windhelm, but by far the quickest is to do the first couple of missions of the Civil War questline as a Stormcloak. So, regardless of my high elf heritage, we're off to go fight a war for the Nords. The difficulty of the Civil War questline is kind of a joke compared to the rest of the game, so especially when playing on Novice, things just sort of die as you get near them. So, there's not much to say about this. It went relatively quickly. Now we, go get more orders, and then we get to go do the quest, and will they let us buy a house, and then we can get the guy to decorate said house? Honestly, the most time-consuming part of this quest is when I branched out while attacking the forest to try and grab a skill book that I knew was there, and just couldn't find the room it was in for quite some time. But otherwise, it was pretty much smooth sailing. Before you knew it, I had the Windhelm Home Decorating Guide in my hand. Are you? I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. If you're not a book, you're not on my side. You understand? You get how that works, Braylon? The only person who's on my side is books. And you don't look like a book to me. You look like a dude. This? Yes, that just left Riften and Markarth, and I figured I might as well rip off the Riften Band-Aid now. Unlike every other major hold where you can just do one issue quest to gain access to purchase property, in Riften, for some reason, you have to do like almost all of the Thane requirements. So this one takes a bit longer than the others. Thankfully, I can loosely pre-route this, so I felt fairly confident going into it. And the quest starts with you having to be a snitch on the local drug trade. To the Arl, we shall tell on her. Excuse me, someone's selling drugs around here. After writing out the dealers to the Jarl, she decided that wasn't good enough, and since you have to single-handedly take them down yourself, after which she then still insists that you become well-liked by the entire hold before she'll let you purchase a house. Thankfully, I was able to blitz this by giving a gold piece to the two beggars in town, running errands for two other random citizens, and thanks to the Stormcloak quest, I had 4 of 5 needed ice race keys to give to the merchant to make her happy with me. I just stole the other one from Whiterun. And next thing you knew, Riften loved me. Speak to the Earl of Riften. Yes! With that, I acquired the Riften Home Decorating Guide. But I noticed 2 problems with them. For one, I was out of money and couldn't afford the next house in Markarth. And for 2, my destruction was going to be an issue. The money part was simple. I just headed over to the Dawnstar, looted the Dawnstar chest, and sold it all to a merchant. The destruction, however, was another issue entirely. It was becoming abundantly clear that my destruction would not be at level 100 organically by the end of this run. So I had to hit up the college to do some more destruction training. But my pickpocket had fallen behind in levels, so it wasn't high enough to actually steal the money bag. So then I had to go and pick out. This joke blurs the line between content theft and parody. Also, it's from a different video than the one I referenced earlier. Also, the only reason for all of this is because I leveled my destruction to 90 and it took a long time and it was super boring. Trust me. With that out of the way, it was time to go get the final home guide from Markarth. And I'm going to be completely honest with you here and tell you that there's absolutely nothing interesting I can say about this. Like, I don't even remember doing it. It's so insignificant. I reviewed the footage. He sends me out to kill some horses and then kill some hag ravens, and that's literally it. Then I can buy the house. It's incredibly boring and straightforward. With that, I acquired the 6th and final home guide, therefore sealing out the 3rd of 6 book categories, which makes it sound like we're much closer to the finish line than we actually are. Now I found myself with 102 books remaining. 27 quest book can require visiting multiple locations, each of which have a chance of having a lore or skill book that I haven't found yet. So it makes the most sense to grind those out first and then just clean up the rest of the lore and skill books once that's done. For the sake of time, I'm not going to talk about every specific stage of every single quest. If I don't mention it, just know that it went pretty routinely and I didn't pick up any books. First off was finishing the last requirement I had remaining for the main quest, fighting Ultra the whole world. That's how the world doesn't hurt you anything, but after beating him there, the Atlas of Dragons will spawn on a table in Skyhaven Temple. How on earth is anyone ever supposed to happen across that at this point in the game when there's not really any reason to go there? Who's to say, but I went and picked it up. Then I decided to knock out some of the easier one-off quests, starting with King Olaf's Verse. There is honestly very little to say about this dungeon, other than after getting the book on the way out, there is a room full of Draugr you have to clear, and I just so happen to have a very helpful scroll in my inventory. Thanks, Apocrypha. I was saving that one. Not for this, but this'll work. There was time to go start the Azura Star quest. See, about halfway through, you find the broken star by the body of Valenvarin. For some reason, has a personal grimoire there that is a book and not a journal. It's hardback and everything. This is a book. Thankfully, I also picked up 2 skill books from the mages in Illinois' Deep, so that'll save us some time later. Up next was the Dream Stride from the Dawn Guard Nightmare questline. I was actually really worried about this one because I know that dungeon does a lot of like weird hopping back and forth through time, and I was worried that after picking up the book I would get locked in until eventually the quest took the book away from me. However, I just grabbed it and sprinted out before anything else could happen, so this one wasn't anything. We out. We got the Dream Stride. We're done. However, this is where the rate of quest book acquisition comes to a screeching halt because it's time to finally talk about Nightingales Volume 1 and 2. They can only be found in the Twilight Sepulchre after returning the Skeleton Key, because at that point, Carlina comes back and fixes the place up, and somehow, I guess, just leaves them laying on the table. They cannot spawn anywhere else in the game under any other conditions. So it was time to grind out the entire Thieves Guild quest line. They'll never know I was here, like it goes in and out. They'll never know. Excuse me, boys. Don't forget, y'all don't know I'm here. They never knew I was there. I'm like a ghost. Gosh, you're gonna have to look through here. Thankfully, there are a few other books I can pick up along the way to make it not a complete waste of time. None of those are a Golden Glow though, so I'm gonna skip right past that to Hunting Meadery, where I find a skill book and a totally normal, not at all noteworthy lore book. I forgot this dude's like freaking top. Is everything dead now? Come on. Walk a little faster, Commander. Walk a little faster. There was absolutely nothing noteworthy during the Gollum Eye daily mission, as I find there pretty much never is. Other than that, I went so fast it broke it for a little bit, but even after fixing it, it still saved time. And then I was off to meet up with Mercer Frey to look for Carlina. Oh, what? An ethereal wore off exactly as I hit that thing. Are you serious? I don't think. Okay, we're here. 100% of the time. 100% success rate with horse tilts. I'm crushing it. Get down here,
Wait.
Mercer. Stop
I
taking your
know.
sweet friggin' time. We're not on a picnic. Get in the sanctum. Get in the sanctum. Dude. Come on. You have freaking danger artifacts. Dig in the thing and let's get by. Done? I didn't unlock the door here. How did you do it from over there? She blasted the door open? This is what they intended for this dungeon. Definitely taking it in, really making sure I don't miss anything. Fine tooth comb kind of situation, you know? These doors aren't that hard to do. You can get through with the skeleton key. Except that later you'll have the skeleton key and you can't do this. So that's actually a big old load of smooth craft hot water. Now, quite. If you're just a good thief, you could just get
You look
through
new.
here. Of course,
I'm
obviously you
new
might
too.
have to have
I think we could be
devil
friends.
powers. After totally dying, I was headed off to Mark Road for the UMR Museum. Thankfully, there was actually one book
I'll
that
take care of the horses
that I had to
and the goats.
Once grabbing that, getting running, translating Galaxy's journal, and proving her life.
You talk to anyone,
I was on the
they
first
just
Gray's house for a couple more books.
Waiting.
They were just laying together on a
Insufferable.
table in a secret room, and the first was another totally not noteworthy at all lore book, and the second was the Red Kitchen
serve you? Quite the opposite, in fact. The soldiers are some of our best customers, for we aim for supplies and wares they can obtain by other means. It was Rissad's idea to come here now, while the land is in turmoil, where others saw only danger, he saw opportunity.
What happened instead was he cast some other spell on me, and I genuinely don't know what part of the questline this was for, but then it freaked him out and he wouldn't cast the one he was supposed to actually use. So the only way I could think to fix it was to do more of the chores he was asking that I'm pretty sure are completely unrelated to what I was trying to do. But regardless, one Heartstone and Briar Heart later, it finally fixed, he cast the spell on me, I took a dip, and then could finally go after the Wind and Sand Bug. No, that's kind of far away from my closest skill set. I think I may know a way to cover a large amount of ground with a small amount of
May your road lead you to warm sands.
It's called,
The roads of Skyrim lead to many dangers.
and it just so happens to work 100% of the time, and I also happen to be very, very good at it. Would you look at that? 100% of the time, and I'm very good at it. I believe we're trying to go right there. Which, funnily enough, after enduring all of that, the quest in the Wind and Sand Book isn't noteworthy in the slightest. It's just in a dungeon. After doing all that, I figured that the skeleton key wasn't really going to provide me any benefit since I had like 100 lockpicks at this point, and that there might be a chance that one of the knights would. So I decided to go return the key now. There's not really anything to talk about during the Pilgrim's Path, so I finished it, met Nocturnal, picked up the power that lets you turn invisible in darkness, and then finally got Nightingale Volume 1 here. And just like that, we cut the number of quest books remaining by a third. However, out of the 14
As High Priest of the
Spice wine for you? It's a family recipe.
Dawn Guard DLC. So, it's finally time to become a vampire.
Thank you so much. I swear it's a fight with them every shipment. Here's something for your troubles. Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering
You
Skyrim.
look like you could do with a see for yourself.
Which actually contains 2 DLC exclusive lore books that we haven't picked up yet, and neither of them are noteworthy whatsoever. Soldier Argonian Bard, Volume 1. After that, on my way to meet Serana for the first time, I pick up the Notes on Dim Hollow Crypt, which admittedly is quite easy for a quest book, but it is tied to this quest, so it couldn't really fit in any other category. After getting out of there and getting chomped on by Lord
Come back when you figure out how to spend money.
I was given free reign of Castle
Plenty of fresh fish for you.
which is perfect because a chunk of the books we have remaining can be found.
See it for yourself.
Unfortunately for me, though, the wiki lists almost all of these books as in a cabinet somewhere in Castle Volkihar, so this part took me quite a while. When all was said and done, I managed to get my hands on 5 of the 6 lore books I was looking for here, which was about as good of a ratio as I was expecting. Don't worry, the last
Why do you have so much?
somewhere else.
I'm gonna sell you all of my.
There it is. Boom, Redwater Den. I'm so good. Then I just had to quickly fill the Bloodstone Chalice and just so happened to grab a skill book on my way out, and then something Moth Priest, something Elder Scroll. Time for Valerica's Study. Valerica's Lab actually has a lot of rare books in it, but I've also found a lot of books already. So even after going through all of them with a fine-tooth comb, I only picked up 1 lore book and 1 skill book here before entering the Soul Camp.
These are
First task
troubled
after
times.
entering the Soul Camp was to
Be on your guard.
of Life and Service, which is another quest log book, as this is the only one that belongs to the entire game. And then after that is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to go get St. Gibbs Opus. Now here's a fun little tidbit about me. The Soul Camp is weirdly one of my favorite places in all of Skyrim. So
Seems
every
there's
time
a
I
welcome
go
to the
into
Winking
Casually,
Skeever.
I always end
Take
up
a look.
getting to the Dawn Guard DLC eventually and getting absolutely every tiny little thing that's here. I don't know why, I just think it's really cool. So actually, I had a pretty
Take a
good
look.
recollection on where every single page of St. Gibbs Opus was because of how many times I've done this quest. I'll be honest, I still got lost a couple of times, and I did have to consult a map to make sure I didn't waste any time. But admittedly, I actually had a lot of fun here, and before you knew it, I had all 10 missing pages and had the real thing in my inventory. Christine, first volume, look at this! We've done it! St. Gibbs Opus, give me that book, St. Gibbs, give me that book! I want to add it to my collection! St. Gibbs Opus added, let's go! Dawnguard DLC just yet. No, if only I could be. You've been slain. What's up next is by far the hardest time I had with collecting any books in this run, and officially my least favorite books in the entire game.
Remember the winking schemer next time your foot
Quest
sore.
books remaining in the Dawnguard DLC.
Glad you decided to check us out.
Accurately, the 4 quest books.
I showed up to watch, yeah.
I'm talking about
I don't know if they were right to execute him for what he did, but I'll tell you something. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
These are also the reason why it's a little bit unclear
Listen,
exactly how many
I have
books
no,
there are.
from that point forward, every time Vivian and I were anywhere close to each other, he made sure to humiliate me.
Just in 2 different languages. So at the end of the run, I will have
Soft sheets, hard liver.
I have no business with you. Leave me.
Anyway,
We drink to our youth, to the days coming.
I'm too old to work. That don't make me too old to drink.
Why I've been using the number 405 this entire time.
We'll drive out the storm cloaks and restore
In
what
addition to
we
it
own.
making the book total
With our
a
blood
confusing
and
mess,
our steel,
they're also
we
by
will
far
take
some of the
back
hardest
our
books to
home.
actually track down. There's no easy map of the Forgotten Vale to refer to, so most of the time you're just reading a wiki and trying
On
to
the
figure
day
out
of
vague
your
instructions
death,
of
we
where to
will
get where
drink
you're going,
and we'll
and hopefully
sing.
you're not completely off base, which I was most of the time. Unknown Book Volume 1
It's been my honor to perform at the Blue Palace on many occasions. His late lordship was quite the admirer.
This one, right? It's this one. Okay. Volume 4, this. This is the game. There's Palmer, Frost Giant. Frost Giant! Freaking die, you stupid, ugly, freaking crap! Give me the thing. Give me the stupid thing. Emerald Paragon. Okay, now I take this thing to the Paragon platform. This. Dreadmill Overlook. Oh my gosh. Okay, over here. How the crap is anybody supposed to organically find this nonsense? Okay, got him. Oh my goodness. That was horrible.
You were there at Rodvir's execution. Perhaps, but necessary. My cousin Fura is somewhere out there in Scotland. Your family, have you been to Whitehall?
There was reason to delay all 3 of them until closer to the end time. Editing the year, that was a full face line.
Oh, well. It was a long shot. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
I just totally forgot the recording. What is this power of the elements? And sadly, my destruction still isn't level 100 yet. Although there are still 3 destruction skill books remaining.
My daughter Fura was assigned to Whiterun after she joined the Imperial Army. I was hoping you might help her. I haven't heard from her lately. I've tried talking to Captain Aldous, but he hasn't been any help.
Regardless, it's the book that Urog sent you after during the College of Winterhold questline. The problem is,
Oh, that's very sweet of
other
you.
things in the run.
Anything you can find out from Captain Aldous would be helpful. We mostly carry herbs and alchemical ingredients, that sort of thing. Before the war, our stock was mostly used for aromatic use in homes. These days, we have more people like you coming in, looking for healing and the like. Take a look.
So I decided to just take my remaining lore and skill books and just start going down the list and getting them one by one in the locations I had planned. And the first one was a doozy. I still hadn't found 16 Accords of Madness Volume 9. I found all the other volumes, but this one, the wiki listed 2 locations. Fort Frostman in Soulside and Apocrypha. Didn't find it in Apocrypha, so I knew where I needed to go. I kid you not, when I say I tore that entire fort apart, over and over, tiny dive into it. I found the exact shelf the wiki said it should be on. It wasn't. And I found every other shelf, and it wasn't there either. I do want to mention one other thing about Fort Frostman, though. It didn't have any books I didn't already have, but there is one that I saw there that I thought was worth mentioning, although I didn't notice it at the time. See, at this point, I had found all of my Danger Zone books naturally, other than the one that I bought that just so
Don't forget
happened
me
to be
next
in
time
Urog's
you need
inventory
herbs
the
and
first time I
potions.
talked to him. That book is in Fort Frostman. I sadly didn't pick it up, and I can't know for sure that this is a guaranteed spawn, although I think it likely is, and I just wanted to point out that it was there, and I stared at it for a long and by the time I got there, my destruction had finally hit 100, so I got Power of the Elements, and then didn't do the Master Destruction quest, because who cares at this point, but that's it. Bye. Yeah, besties who died on this bear trap. Oh, one of them got their leg stuck and the other one stayed with them till they died. That's so sad. You do have a book though. Thank you. One-handed increase. Okay, now we can kill him. Hi, me again. I said I wouldn't interrupt, but I did want to draw attention to the final lore book I picked up, Varieties of Jatra. It was found within Nightcaller
Wait.
Temple, and I had
I
to
know
look
you.
around for it while trying to dodge Arender the entire time because I wasn't sure if he talked to me if he would remove tree strides from my inventory. I managed to get it though, just wanted to draw attention to it. Okay,
Can't
bye.
wait to kill another of Ulfric's
Tree stride, I
boys.
can't let him have it. No,
Generally,
leave me
posting
alone.
information is need to know only.
Where are you? It just says it's in here. It doesn't say where. Varieties of Daedra. Okay.
I've been trying to find the time and place to let her know. The daughter was sent to Whiterun. The skirmishes there have been violent. Whiterun legate, he needed to know the Stormcloak positions. He sent out a party to scout the area. They happened to find the told him that. Private Morag, Angela's daughter, was in that scouting party. She needs to be told. That I am. Train recruits. Turn boys into men. That sort of thing. Thinking of asking the general for some training books. Give the soldiers something to do while they're on rest. Something besides drinking. Ever seen a book called The Mirror? We used to hand it out to boys looking to learn basic shield. Good old. Their aim could be steadier. They're battle ready. My mainland friends, they'll need them if they don't shape up. Can't wait to kill another of Ulfric's boys. This will teach them to take things. Never should have come here. Goodbye, Vandal! It had to end this way. Give me your blood. Just Septimus Sigus is outpost. Have your stupid crap, Septimus. I brought it. Make the mixture, man. Make the mixture. I don't know what that means. Grab it. I'm waiting for it. Get Septimus out, Septimus. Can I kill him at this point? Can I kill him and grab it?
Oh, hello. Just tidying up.
I got it! Time! And just like that, I had collected every single book in Skyrim in just 22 hours, 57 minutes, and 29 seconds. Hello? What do you mean 5 more books? So yeah, fun little thing. Apparently the wiki has a small footnote section that contains mostly books that were in the master list, but specifically 5 that weren't. These books are Shalador's writings, which is only available through a quest given to you by Frog at the College of Winterhold, and all 4 Master Illusion texts, which naturally are only available through the Master Illusion quest, meaning I have to grind it to 100 as well. But I've come this far, I'm obviously not going to let the challenge end with 5 books still out there somewhere, so it's time to go cast Fumble on myself over and over until my illusions level 100. Thankfully, after doing all that, actually acquiring the books is about it. You just cast the Master Illusion spell that Travis teaches you, and then go to their 4 static spawn locations and pick them up. And now all that's left is Shalador's writing, which is ultimately just a fetch quest with random values, so it can't be that bad. Well, except that it did spawn in a frequent cave in Soulside, because Skyrim decided I just can't be done with that island just yet. Shalador's Insights, time. That's how I collected every single book in Skyrim in just 23 hours, 37 minutes, and 19 seconds. For real this time. Having finally accomplished such a feat, I want to very quickly call back to the video video I referenced at the beginning of the run. The unraveled video by Brian David Gilbert on reading every Skyrim book. I feel that in some way I may have, as he put it, jettisoned his gift. And if it is perceived that way, I am truly sorry from the bottom of my heart. But if it's any
Oh,
consolation,
hello.
I'll be read like
Just
this.
tidying up.
Before I wrap things up, I do want to quickly say some things that I learned and got out of this run because I do feel
If
like
you
I
have
have a
business,
unique
please see
appreciation
Falk
for Skyrim
Firebeard,
that
my
is likely
steward.
shared by very few other individuals out there. Y'all, the
Oh,
sheer
I
amount
thought
of
that
knowledge
matter was
you can
handled.
glean just from
I think
where a
Falk
book
is taking
located
care of
and
that.
what it's roughly about is actually insane. There's
Be
so
well.
much information
Pray
you
for
can find about
solitude
NPCs
and my
that the
husband.
game
Do you
wouldn't
have
tell
business with the
otherwise
court?
based on what books are on their shelves or even how
You
many
mean the
are they
Dragon Bridge
potentially
issue?
dabbling in
I'll be honest with you. I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times. There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, be sure you'll be paid for your work.
I thought it was pretty neat, and I figured that maybe a couple of you all would too. But anyway, I've rambled long enough, so thank you as always for watching and making it to the end of the video.
That remains to be seen.
All of the channel
By
members
rights,
listed on the
she has a legitimate claim as High Queen of Skyrim.
and you make what I
But
do
we
even
must
more
have
fun
the
and
support of the other Jarls for that claim to have any meaning. Should they accept your rule, we will have peace. Of course it does. What sort of a question is that? Maybe you've been listening to Eriker. There's been loose talk among some of the caves. I suspect he's the cause. Don't pay those rumors no heed if you wish to retain your welcome in this city. She may be young. Elisif is the Jarl by right. But here in Skyrim, if nothing else, we respect the traditions of our fathers' fathers. You do well to remember that. The cave has a bad history. Long ago, Potema the Wolf Queen used it for necromantic rituals. That's where it got the name. That was over 500 years ago. Nothing much down there now. But everyone's always convinced the cave is haunted. Feel free to return to me with questions. Blue Palace is
You're trying to get Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
You're not looking at the thing you need to interact with. So, meanwhile, I used the time to get a bit more acclimated to the default controls, which I did not realize I diverted.
Why did I do that? Why did I do that?
Stretching the castle tower dungeon will straighten you right out.
No, it won't. I will do it again. Shit. Motherfucker. Why? still cleaned out. Did I not clean this place out?
That's what I've learned today. We're in Whiterun, everybody. Now, I'm sure you're wondering why we didn't go to Bleak Falls Barrow first. That's because Bleak Falls Barrow freaking sucked. By going about it this way, I was actually completing the main quest in the intended order rather than just showing up with the Dragonstone, which is kind of nice for a change. But my main reason for coming here was for one item. Well, multiple of the same item, I should say. And those are platters. This is what we're here for. We got it. We need as many as we can get our hands on. And if you've spent any amount of time glitching any part of Skyrim, you know what those are going to be. But before I can get into that too much, I did have a quick conversation with my wife chatting about the best ways to keep me honest. I should probably have like, I guess I can do this. Hold on, what do I think? This is not bad. It's freaking stupid. We just do a mouse camera and we just watch it sitting there and that freaking not moving. Take your mouse to your head. That's so dumb. I would do it. Don't do that to me. Oh no. Is this what we're resorting to? Like a keyboard cam and an overlay. Those were too much. But this is just right, huh? This is the better solution. This is less distracting, huh? A keyboard cam? This. Okay, it jiggles when I turn my head. I put my hand down for my mouse. It's on my head. Oh my gosh. Yes, this is the only mouse that I keep at my desk.
Field is full of
For the
distractions.
entirety of this run, if I ever need to do something in another tab,
Go cost you.
or in the event that I messed up with the load, I can only do so by plugging this in, because my thumb has a tiny mouse pad. This is not a joke. The one good thing that came out of this entire fiasco was that I did find out that a text box that has just the options of yes and no can be navigated with the Y and N keys of the keyboard. Can I make the weather helmet right now? Never mind, y'all. We can't. Oh, crap. Intro does nothing. Left and right arrows do nothing. Nothing does anything here. No, we have to reload. This is really offline. Oh, wait, hold up. Weatherhead. Hold up. Yes! Why? Why an in? Why an in work for yes and no? I'm fucking kidding. Terrific. We can interact with the text box. We can say yes and no. We learned something. I couldn't find any evidence to date on that anywhere. Nobody has ever talked about that in the history of the internet, I swear. However, this still doesn't apply to things like remaining stones because those options were accept sign and cancel, which no keys on the keyboard will work on. Trust me, we tried literally all of them at least 5 times. For now, though, the only implementation of this was for smithing so that I could make myself a slightly better set of armor to start the game. The good news is they keep coming though, because right afterwards was the discovery of the horse.
Might be a lot
So if I
warmer
get
and
off
a
and
lot
on a horse,
happier
I can
than
reposition
with
myself.
me.
So I should buy a horse at some point. That would help a lot. Oh wait, whoa, what was that? The horses actually turned! That horses. Horse meta! Horse meta, everybody! By far the most reliable and for the camera, but obviously can only be used in areas where I can keep the horse. Namely, outside and near a stable. Dang it. Oh, and that's how it did break.
You can sell off
We need to
that
reload
junk
it
in
earlier,
bits
not
and
like
pieces.
this. That is this. Oh gosh, this is pain. Wait, hold up. Come on. Ah! Load, and then unlock. You'll see light goes off. Yeah, you're going to notice. Oh man. I can get light run again. Oh, good. It's offline. I have to plug in my stupid mouse again. Okay, so we can never place a marker on the map. But we can place it once. We can place it exactly one time. So weirdly, the only, like if I hit A or D to go left or right, that won't turn. The only way the horse will turn is if I hit S to go backwards, which will just turn in whichever direction I'm currently facing with the horse. So turning on a horse is
waiting.
really weird.
The insufferable waiting.
It's finally time for Bleak Falls Barrow, which I'm sorry to say is completely impossible to complete the normal way under these conditions. Completely because of this one room. See, we can meet all levels with is suspended by some spider webs that you have to
No.
It's good to see a fresh face. You got Aldous to tell you something. What did he say? I told her the Imperial Army would kill her. But this was a war of Jarls and Imperial generals, and we had no part in it. She just wouldn't hear it. It was brave of you to come to me with this. I can't thank you for it, not for this. What you have done me service. I hope your parents are proud of you. They have a lot of reason to be. Take a look. Don't forget me next time you need herbs and potions.
There is one rock you very specifically parkour off of to get up there, and while that was difficult without being able to turn the camera very much, I was able to get it. But yes, this rock comes at you because like all other dungeons in the game, there's a secret door that can only be opened by a handle on the other side.
Be careful!
This is where those ladders come in. That's why the most consistent way to use the Bleak Ball's barrel is by flipping through the back door. And click, by the way, there's still a fairly thick door making it more
Where the fuck's your alchemy table? There it is.
You threw a truly wild poison there. I pity you. Taste that.
Since I can't look down to pick them up. So when I drop them from my inventory, I have to grab them before they fall, otherwise I'll just lose the platter and have to reload. Based on this, we should be able to do this. Darn it, drop a platter. Man, why is that happening? It's not supposed to do that. Why is it doing that? Okay, let's maybe go out and then walk in with it. There is room for an item to drop in front of you. It will just drop sort of clip into you and then freak out, bounce off wall to wall. Platters are a very large item, so that happens almost everywhere when you try and drop it. Like, right in front of the door and not clip through, but rather halfway down the hallway and easily navigate my way through every single time. I think the platter does better when it's facing the other direction, but that hasn't happened yet, so we're not going to hold it right. Let's have one thing go for a second. Let's just see if we can have him just wait here. If we can get it flipped around, it works way better. Oh, this is kind of moving a little bit at a time. This, and maybe like... Oh, that was close! This is it. Could you imagine that would look so cool in the video? Just a bunch of goblins. Work. That's all I got left in here to say just work. Did you Go, go, go. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Go! We can get it flipped in this angle. I think I can get it. I did eventually find a way to manipulate which way it face by sort of wiggling around in the right succession, but that just made every attempt to take even longer. Tap, forward. Tap, forward. Also, for anyone who's ever had better success with other items like a basket, a cauldron, or the famous wooden plate, know that I tried literally everything, and the only one I could get any success with on this door that was repeatable was the platter.
If you're looking for opportunities to make some coin, well, I'm your man.
Holy crap! Now here's the problem.
Don't
right?
worry about them.
This
make sure they wash up safe. Maybe they'll even pay us for the heroic rescue from their sad crash. It would be best if we spoke little until you've completed your task.
Need something for a potion? Ah, so you're an alchemist then.
Everything's for sale. Take a look. Do come back.
I spend a lot of time with the market.
Got something for just about everybody here. Give a holler if you have any questions. You look rather... Ah, so you're an alchemist then. Come back anytime if you need a remedy. a sort. I don't have formal training in the restoration school, but something just as good.
Brigands I can handle. Just talk of dragons.
We've got small, the finest weapons and armor. The finest weapons and armor. Good doing business with you.
Ouch.
Be glad you're here in the city, not up in Britain.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away.
That meant this all had to be done in one sitting. If I left, they were dead and I couldn't get through. So I had to dance there until those webs were gone or until I died and I reloaded to start over. See, look, why are they staying on me like that? When I run forward, they don't do that. Come on, do it now. Do it. Do it. More than I'm doing it. Oh, that was a hit. That was a resounding hit. Oh gosh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Come on. I'm gonna freaking die. We got a quick save.
Watch what you... Everything's for... Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Two of the spiders dying on their forecaps, meaning I had exactly 1/3 the chance of the web actually getting hit. Somehow, even though it took less than 25% as long, this section felt 10 times more infuriating than trying to clip through the wall with false barrel. I don't know if it was because I was just out of energy at this point, or just because it was completely based on an AI that seemed impossible to predict. But my goodness, this is frustrating. But after enough perseverance, I finally got the spider to land one hit on the webs behind me, and I was totally calm and chill. Okay, it's been a while since you've done it. So you should want to do it now. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Yes! Screw you, little spider! Okay, we just gotta get Fangle. We just gotta get Fangle. Get over here, little punk! Burn to death, you monster! Oh my gosh, that was a special kind of infuriating. How's he still hitting me? What? How are you spinning at me from there to here now? Follow me, Fangle. Let's be done with this place forever. Oh man. Look at that, y'all. The horn's not even here. Because Delphi sucks so bad. Let's not all forget that the reason I just had to suffer
Do
that
come
much
back.
is because of Delphi. And no one but Delphi. The worst NPC in any game ever. Then I'm gonna listen to freaking Delphi.
I'm not
talk
sure you
about
should be
something for a
walking
while
around
before
naked.
just dancing around and screaming boots at a dragon for a while.
Farewell.
While in the fight, which was perfectly fine by me after all the torture she's put me through in this fight. After she killed the dragon, I did not care about whatever else she told me to do because I was headed straight back up to High Rock Guard to finally get God, which actually makes a pretty big difference in why I didn't want to do
just
weeks
wanna
to
go
find that
home and
thieves' den.
read.
I can't stop now, but I can't get the sword on my own.
Everything all
So
right?
you're willing to
You tried
starve
mercenary
on
work?
my daughter.
My sapphire doesn't like that I've been spending so much time. He fed his entire family with it. I tracked it to a group of bandits near. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to. I just need to hire one, maybe two good men.